As she rises to her apologies, anybody else would surely know he's watching her go.
Go, hit it, hit it.
What a fool believes.
As far as I can see, you guys are good to go.
What a fool believes. A wise man has the power to reason away. Hey everybody, welcome to Coté's Cube. Obviously a very special edition. We are here on Tavarua in Fiji with the champion of the 2013 Volcom Fiji Pro, Kelly Slater. 53rd win, but judging by the emotions and and just the vibe you're giving off, this win in particular, much more than just a number. Why is this contest so special to you?
Just the history I have here. I've been coming here since 1990, so 23 years ago I came here the first time, and it has extra significance in a couple ways, because my little brother had a baby yesterday, and he told me if I was going to miss the birth I had to bring the trophy home. And then I found out that Barracuda, the chief in the village, who's a good friend of mine, passed away last night also. But I didn't find that out till after the contest today. They didn't want to tell me until it was done. But I've stayed in the village with his family before, and I spent a night with him, just playing some games and talking and stuff. A few months ago in California, he was getting fitted for a prosthetic leg because he lost his leg due to diabetes, and I guess when he got home, I guess his health just went down. So. He passed away last night, so sort of balanced out the excitement a bit to hear that afterwards. But a very fitting event for me, I guess, in my life. Some sort of deeper importance in some way. I mean, on one level it's just a surf contest. On another level, when all those things come together, it's a lot of memories at once.
It's hard. I mean, I always wonder. I mean, you've won so much, and a lot of contests, you probably have to drag yourself to. What keeps you wanting to compete? What keeps you wanting to go out there? And it's hard work. I mean, I watch you guys out there. Waves are gnarly. You're busting your ass. Like, what is it that keeps bringing you back to competition?
Well, Tavarua is not a stretch to want to go surf. I mean. I think probably every guy who could ever maybe possibly have a shot to get in this contest would want to be in this contest. I mean, it's a gift just to get in the event, because you get to surf these waves with no one out, just one other guy, and it's pretty rare. I actually do get quite a few sessions throughout the years. I generally get quite a few sessions with just one or two or three guys in the water, because I spend a lot of time over here. But you got to be here and you got to be on it, and it's just you remember all those days where you didn't have many people. I had a session last year with just Alex Gray, Mike Peach, and Mike Stewart, just the four of us in the water, and I remember that clearly. I'll probably always remember that session. But to surf all these heats with just one other guy out, and especially in waves like we had today, the heat with sea bass was just pumping, and then that semifinal with John, he I think he probably thought that after all those lulls in the heats before ours, that he was gonna be the one on those good ones when they came. And for me, I was just figuring I'm gonna get some work done here while he has position, and I got the better of that exchange. And then with Mick, I mean, there was just a bunch. I just said, I just hope we have a shootout. I just hope there's a whole bunch of waves, and may the best man win, kind of thing. But I think in the end, I got the better of the waves that came in.
Well, I mean, I think history making is a term that the sponsors for the contest often use to kind of like hype their thing up. But in this case, the perfect heat, when you did it in Tahiti, it was like huge deal. You've done it out here, and obviously we haven't really had time to kind of like process it, but you surfed a perfect heat, 210s. What does that mean to you in your life and your career?
I don't know. The other one was really bittersweet, because in that heat, Damien got hurt, and he had to go in like less than halfway through the heat. So I was out there kind of wondering, like, is he all right or what happened? And but you know, today it was one of those waves I was just in position for, and the other wave, Seabass maybe could have got the wave. I think he was a little deep. I don't think he would have made the wave because he was about 20, 30 yards deeper than me, and he would have had a real funny section to get through to start the wave that wasn't real hollow. He couldn't have gone through it. He would have had to go around it, and I don't know if he could have made it, but when I paddled back out and he heard the score, he's like, man, why did I not take that wave? It was killing him. But you know, it's your day. It's your day. You know, you got to just go roll with it, and you know, it's not always your day, but when it is, you can't question it, and you just go with it.
And I feel like this is like a deja vu kind of situation. Last year, we were basically sitting in these same chairs. You won the event, and I know it's only the 4th stop on the World Tour. I have to ask you, the title race is kind of like officially kicked off. 4 contests, you have 2 wins now. You're in the #1 spot. You're going to Bali, rippable right-hander. Does that even like factor in your whole vibe, or is it just kind of contest to contest?
Yeah, I mean, you always, when it's a realistic thing, you think about it. You know, at this point, we're starting to get to count in and count out certain people for a title shot. You know, I think like Parko's kind of just hanging in there now. He's got a 2nd and a 5th, and a 5th's not great, but it's enough to keep you on that level. But he has 2 bad results, and you know, you just can't afford to have 2 bad results this early in the year. And we're coming up to you know, a few waves that you know, Bali's going to be different. No one really knows what to expect other than guys that rip on rights and do big airs and stuff. We're probably going to do good in the contest. So you know, Mick and Joel are both no slouch when it comes to big carves and all that sort of stuff, but when it comes to the airs, then you got to talk about, like, you know, Felipe and John and Jordy, and you know, Jordy's right there in the thick of things, and for the first time in a couple of years, and he looks really loose and happy and relaxed, and you know, he doesn't seem stressed at all about you know, his position, and you know, to me, he sort of seems like the danger guy, because he just,
you know, I know you're concentrating on surfing on the World Tour, tuning in forward and all that, but you got a lot going on in your life. Like you said, you know, dedicating this win to Sean and your friend Barracuda.
Steven.
Oh, not Sean.
Whatever.
You didn't want to dedicate it to Sean?
That's
Sean's
fine
cool
too, but you know, like,
why can't Sean get a little shout out? You know,
well, there's nothing significant in Sean's life this week other than he had a nephew, but it was, you know,
right.
This was Steven's week.
Well, you know, when you're out there, when you're sitting in heat, you know, I know you have so many things on your mind, a global focus, and you're definitely a studier of, you know, the human condition. How do you not let all that drive you crazy? Because a lot of people just don't want to know about what's going on out there. How do you not let everything that's going on in the world drive you nuts? I know you're, you know, conspiracy guy, and you like to be in the know. How do you not let that stuff affect your surfing career?
Well, I like to question things, and I like to learn new things, you know, and I think that's a huge part of discovering life, you know. When you don't have anything new to look forward to, then there's no mystery in life. There's no excitement, and to me, that's a big passion for me, is just to learn new things and to know whether what I know is true or false. And I don't know. I think that's just being inquisitive. You know, I'm still a kid. I'm still inquisitive about a lot of things in the world, and I think that's a fulfilling way to be. You know, but like you said, there's a lot of things. You know, with my life, there are a lot of things going on, I guess, but you got to be able to, like, just get through those and let things go. You know, and going from country to country is tough, because you sort of get involved and enmeshed in this little thing, and then you got to go to some other place, and
there's like a new issue every place that you go.
Yeah, each week is like a new thing, and so you're trying to, like, sort of, like, let the one from last week wash off, or last month, and then get into this new thing.
Super hot.
Yeah.
Needs to cool down.
Yeah, I think you're good now.
All right, we can. Well, I guess in closing, Kelly, it's always a pleasure to watch you surf.
And it's always a pleasure to listen to you
it's
DJ.
a pleasure.
Listen to you DJ.
Would you want to bring that? Would you want to take this Coté's Cube out? I know we've gotten pretty deep in such a short span of time. Would you want to bring this out with some Michael McDonald?
I would.
I would love to do that with you.
Yeah.
You want to start it off?
She came from somewhere back in a long ago. Sentimental fool,
don't sit trying hard to recreate
what it was to be created.
Once in a life, watching her go. What a fool believe. Go do the high part.
I can't.
You can do the high part.
You fell out of key there.
What
like you went to a different key. Like I can't follow.
What a fool believes. All right. Well, Kelly Slater,
whatever.
congrats on taking.
A wise man has the power.
That's Kelly Slater. You're #1 in the world, and the winner of the 2013
Wiener.
Volcom
Fiji Pro. Banaka. That was a Coté's Cube from the island of Tavarua with the champion, Kelly Slater.